Hey guys, I'm here with another great episode of StarMade Tutorials. This time I'll be going over how to make a functional shield and how to go about making space for shielding if you're building a ship or, a space station. Anything that you would like to have shield on, you're going to need to, of course, make some space for it depending on how much shield and shield recharge you want on that shield. So, the shield system in StarMade is pretty simple. Basically, all that you really need to worry about are the shield capacitors and the shield rechargers. Now, you really only need a recharger placed on a ship to have shield, because your ship core will automatically give you 220 shield from the get-go. So, gonna actually place these down in here. And as you'll notice down at the bottom left where it shows you the shields, right down here, you can see that my shield is actually starting to recharge up to that 220 shield that it has there. So for a shield on a ship to be functional, you need to have at least one shield recharger. Note that they do have some power consumption even when they're sitting idle, although it's not a great amount. I think their power consumption, if they're not recharging, is 5.5 power a second. So they're not a huge power consumer when they're not in use. That power consumption will shoot way high when they're actually recharging, and your recharge actually goes down a little bit based on how much shield you have. So in other words, if you have very low amount of shields, you're actually going to be recharging that shield a little bit faster than if you only have lost a little bit of shield. Either way, you want to make sure that you have enough shield rechargers and shield capacitors to suit your needs. And I'm going to include a link in the description of this video so that you can check out the equations for shielding, and that will help you figure out exactly how many rechargers and shield capacitors you need for the ship that you're building. Basically, if you're building a ship like this one, for this one I've already calculated out and I've made the space that I need. I have basically left gaps in between my power system here on this ship. So, as you can see, we can basically go in and fill through all of these reactors and just fill them in. Now, each shield block is going to give you a little bit less than 110 shield per block. There's actually an equation on the website in the link in the description. The capacitors basically are your shield capacity, though. For each one that you get, you're getting near 110 shield. And they just stack. There is no special way that you have to place them. You just make sure that they are placed somewhere on your ship and they will function. That's pretty much all that there is to placing shield capacitors. Shield rechargers are exactly the same way, and they consume 5.5 power a second. Now, there are some unique equations involved in how the recharging actually works, but if they're sitting idle, they're actually giving you 5.5 a second in power consumption. Not really recharging anything, of course, because your shield is already full. But that changes as soon as you start regenerating shield. There are some other things to know about shields, of course. Once a shield is fully dropped to 0, it has a 10-second cooldown before it starts recharging again. Shield regeneration per second is, of course, determined by how much damage is done to your ship. So that is actually in favor of smaller ships if you look into the equations. So it kind of helps to balance things out the way that they have it set up. And if you review that equation and understand math well enough, you'll probably see that right away. Well, That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and will stay tuned for my next video in the series. The next episode will be on effect systems. I plan to break it up into a few parts so it'll make more sense, and so I can focus a little bit more on being precise with the systems I'm going over. You'll definitely want to stay tuned for that video. So, I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy it, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe.